welcome to the show. It's the Man and Market Show, and I'm Charles Boyd, your host. Very interesting news coming out of the MTN initial public offering. For what we're getting is that the stock for MTN Uganda has been grossly undersubscribed, managing to gross around $150 million against a target of over $1 billion Uganda shillings. Now, we'll be trying to dissect issues around this IPO and getting to the bottom to understand why it underperformed, based on what was expected, given the fact that MTN is Uganda's biggest network. But that's besides the issues that we want to touch today. Now, one of the issues that many are grappling with is that of the cost of living. And this is being manifest into the costs of the daily needs, the things that households need on a daily basis. And we're trying to find out what are the reasons, what are the push and driving factors behind this state of affairs. That's going to be our first story.
So the monthly headline inflation for November 2021 increased by 0.2%, the same rate recorded in the month of October 2021. This is mainly attributed to the monthly transport inflation, which rose by 0.9% in the month of November 2021, compared to the minus 0.4% recorded in the month of October 2021. We all know that fuel prices, petrol, diesel, are going up, so they account for this increase. The contribution of fuel to annual and monthly inflation. There is a table that shows us the increases, monthly and annual increases. That's table 3. At the bottom we see diesel prices increasing at 3.7% monthly and 15.7% annually. And then petrol 3.3% monthly and 12.5% annually. So you may have to take note of that.
To add on what Mr. Niimpa said, we realize what is the contribution. We have what we call the weights, the weighting system. That is the relative importance of this item in the basket of the consumer price index. So if there is any slight change within, for example, now if there was a slight change in the diesel prices of petrol or in the whole division of transport where it feeds and the weight of transport, any slight change, if it is big, it will make the inflation go up. Because in relation to annual, remember you are looking at the prices of the previous. So even if there is a small change, much as we are starting to see increases in the transport fuel, you can realize that at that time in November, business was not as open as it is now. So you realize that the fact that we have even changes in prices where we are seeing them going up, so that one creates a change. So the contribution also is driven by the weight. Yes, the change in price, but the weight, what is the relative importance of this item in the basket of the consumer price index? The second one, where we are looking at fresh flowers, we are seeing a decrease. You know that fresh flowers, we use them on functions. We use them, to give, for example, on burials, on weddings. So why are the prices coming down? Still at the same time, prices previously were in the lockdown. That means to get the set of flowers that you needed to your doorsteps or to someone to deliver, it was a bit expensive. But relatively, if you are comparing it by now, the flower, prices have come down because the inflation that you've been given is annual. So you're looking at November prices last year and November prices now. Demand, where there is demand, you must equate it to supply. So supply, yes. If we are saying that because of shortage in the supply of fuel or prices on the world market, the world plates, they've gone up, Uganda is not exceptional. And I think what you should know, that much as the prices, we can say that they've gone up, for example, by $1.12 per liter of fuel on the world market, you realize that different countries put different taxes and subsidies. So meaning that the increases in the prices of those relative commodities will be felt differently in the respective countries. So it might not be demand, for example. You might find that demand, it is even relatively low, but because the world market's prices are going up, and these are the commodities that we are using on the domestic market, so still prices will go up. So it is driven also by supply. If the supply is not enough, or you cannot just say that you are pressurizing, it is increased demand. And also increased demand comes with shortage of commodities that are required. That is why you see an increase in the demand, but also prices can drive that. So how we get changes in prices? It is the 2,000 minus the 0 over the 2,000 times your 100. So that means it would have increased actually maybe by more than 100% or 100%, because you have that 2,000 again over the 2,000, because the other one is a 0. So still the increase will be there in price. You see that? And when you put it together within a particular basket, you have different commodities, not only one. You'll have the change, because some others have changed, some others have not changed. But this is a complete basket. You not only have the transport fares only. I don't know, but what we need is to explain such that you get the little, that is why I'm giving that 0, to see that there is a change, because here we are comparing 2 years, prices in 2 years. Yes, we were not moving, but at that time when they stopped in November, the transport fare, for example, from here to Mbarara, it was 30,000, full stop. So right now, as we talk, it's more than 30,000, and that's what we are comparing, the 30,000 then, and the more than 30,000 today, as in this month. That is the change. So it is now the annual. And you see also the services, the inflation, the transport services, the fares are also affected by the prices of the fuel. So if fuel is going up, you will expect, last year there was an old price, for example, it was 4,000 maybe 200 of fuel, a liter of petrol. But currently, what is it? Exactly, it has increased. So those are the two things we are trying to show you, and that is an annual. And then when it comes to a monthly, the month will be, we relate October to November, what has happened, and we give you the monthly picture because we want you to see the most current picture in the changes of prices.
Inflation is one of the components that can give us an indicator of how the economy is doing, but there are various other economic indicators like GDP, exchange rates, that are brought together to give us a general picture of how the economy is doing. But indeed, inflation can be a good indicator for the cost of living, because if it's going up, if the prices are going up, it means you will purchase less of the money, of the money that you have.
Well, it's time now to take a very short commercial break. Man and Markets will come back after this break.